Golden Girl move. Miss Betty White died before 2022, and we felt cheated some kind of way. And what's amazing to me about Betty White is she was timeless almost. It was as if my mom had watched shows with her in. I watched Mama's Family Golden Girls. My daughters watched Mama's Family Golden Girls, and new things that Betty White had been in. And one thing I can honestly say is I think Betty White was giving her flowers while she was here. I felt like she knew that she was loved. But what is even sadder than that is that we have real life living legends that we haven't given them their flowers. Our Marla Gibbs, our Loretta Devines, our Jennifer Lewis's, our Jackie Harris's, the list goes on and on and on, who then made way for the Angela Bassett's and the Halle Berrys, the Regina Kings, and the Taraji P. Henson. So without those shoulders, they would not be able to stand on their shoulders. So I think it's important, not just in February, but all year long, that we decide to give flowers to the very important people in our lives, the people who added to us to make us who we are. If I was to try to list all the people that raised me besides my immediate family, I wouldn't be able to do it, because I was raised in that generation. And it's kind of funny though, I was raised in a generation where somebody else could get on to you, and then your mom and dad would get on you when you got home. So it was like the community raised us then. And I feel now that we've lost that. And it's so sad, because in a small place like Chattanooga, everybody knows everybody. And most of the time we can look at each other's kids and say, I know your mom, I went to school with your daddy, we know each other. But it's also some kids out there we know them, but they're not doing right. But we as an adult in 2022 don't feel comfortable reprimanding or at least trying to correct somebody's child without fearing that something else gonna pop off, which is really sad, because I don't think a mother and a father can do it alone. There has to be a village. There has to be grandparents, godparents, aunts, uncles, best friends, TTs, all these people it take to raise a child. It literally takes a village. And until we get back to that, we're going to keep losing the very kings and queens that have been sent to save us. The fight is much bigger than we think it is, because something happens in Chattanooga and everybody wants to leave Chattanooga, but we forget that the same thing is happening in Atlanta, that's happening in Florida, it's happening in every city, in every state, every part of the country, but we don't hear about it because a lot of times those lost lives get lost in mainstream media, but yet you hear about church fights going national. It's on every blog site, it's everywhere. But what's the root of the problem? Like, we don't get back to the root of the problem. And I know a time where we grew up in church and where we all knew each other's kids, and we all hung together, and we all were considered related in some form of fashion, especially in a small town like Chattanooga. We are all related. But it's sad when I guess you go back to the soul food movies, the whole thing around that. Once the mom died, the family kind of fell apart. I think for the Black community, when the father was gone or the father was not there and women were made to be independent, we got a little too independent. And I think that is what has destroyed the Black families, so to speak, because don't get me wrong, single moms and dads are killing it, and it's not easy to do, even with two in the household. So just think about if we had aunts and cousins and sisters and brothers and TTs and all these people to lean on it will help take the weight off of some of our backs. But I know for myself, and it's bad, we have too much pride, too much ego, and we don't ask for help. But a lot of that, I think, is what's hurting us, because that cape and that S on your chest, that shit is a myth. It is not, this is not and was not made for one person to do it by themselves, not even two people to do it by yourself. That's why it's a family and it's a foundation. And it's something that I think we need to get back to in order for this newer generation to even know how blessed they are to be able to see some of the things that our grandmothers had to scrub floors for, had to make beds, had to breastfeed white babies. Like, if we don't sit down and pass this information on to them, they won't get it, because it's not in any history book. It's not even on television. It's not where the kids are, and the kids are on technology. So the only way to reach them is to get on their level. And me having 3 daughters, I find myself listening to music that I normally wouldn't listen to, but I listen to it. I love it. I'm a music lover, but I like it because they like it. I listen to it because they listen to it. They keep me young, and I'm at a point where they are all I have, and I'm all that they see, as far as someone who put their self always on the back burner to make sure they're straight. So now it's like, we're good, Mom, do you. And I'm still hesitant. Just like with this, I was hesitant to put myself out there. I've always been a private person, and I've had dirty little secrets. I have endometriosis. My middle daughter has epilepsy, things that I shouldn't be ashamed of, but because of society, I've kept those secrets hidden. And I'm going to go in depth more about how I survive, how we survive, especially with having a daughter with epilepsy, and there's not a big community of us that we have to lean on. So coming up for 2022, I'm being more open, I'm being more honest. I am I'm doing some things that I never would have done before. And the TV show is something that I wanted to do when I first graduated. Not first graduated. I've graduated so many times. I have so many different degrees and things, but I did want to, after I finished my media degree, I did want to show. And after everybody told me no, I thought I wasn't good enough, until God said, who are you looking for acceptance for? Who are you looking for to validate you? You got everything in you need. And then the school part taught you how to do the editing, how to do the lighting, how to do everything else, but the gift is already in you. So you're going to get more of me. Listen to me or not, somebody's going to hear me. Probably Oprah. Hey, girl, I'm available. Ellen, Oprah, Wendy, y'all call me. I'm reasonable too, girl.